One thing I love about action movies these days is that they're getting away from the I do my own stunts mentality, and I think it's why we've never been closer to a stunt category at the Oscars.
Right.
Is there a specific stunt that you did that immediately made you go, "Oh boy, I should have had my stuntman do that one instead"?
Not on this film, and not not in particular, because I've never been that guy. I never felt like I needed to do my own stunts. Like I don't feel like I have to prove anything. I did stunts for 20 years when I was with WWE. I mean, for the people who don't realize, it's a day after day. It's a human stunt show. I mean, it's kind of what I did. It's not something. I didn't get into acting to be a stuntman. And I've had so when I first started, I was doing a lot of my own stunts because they would typically find guys who matched my build, but they weren't as athletic as I was. So a lot of times I just ended up doing my own stunts. And a lot of my fights that I do my own fights a lot. And it's just because I'm super comfortable with it. And also it saves us a lot of time, because a lot of times when you have stunt people step in to do your fight sequences for you, because a lot of times they're so up close, it's just hard covering his face, and you're really trying to fill in the gaps, or you're either spending a lot of money on face replacement. So a lot of the times I would just do my own fight scenes, and I'm comfortable with that. But having said that, I still don't get excited about it. I felt like I did that for so many years that I just rather do a nice, deep, dramatic scene full of dialogue, and that's new to me. That's super challenging to me. So that's just kind of it. That's the way I am with things.
God damn it, Bill fucking Murray!
Jay St. G with JoBlo.com. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet
Go
you.
blow.
Yep. A movie site, not a porn site. Just so we're clear.
I'm sorry, you delivered it well, but you've probably gotten to do it more than once.
All right, so from Ms. Watts, huge fan of King Kong, but what was it like working with the other majestic beast that was Bing?
Fantastic. Really connected with him very easily. I'm a dog lover already. And I just found him to be magical because of all these attributes of, not just his size, but the way he looks and his soulful eyes. And he's gentle giant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely know the struggles of having a giant dog in a small apartment. I've been there myself.
Oh, really? What kind of dog?
Saint Bernard.
That is a big one.
Yes. Mr. Murray, I'm so used to seeing you in all these comedies and stuff. So what was it, playing a tragic role, a dramatic role? How was that adjustment for you?
Well, it's still the same pain of having to wake up early in the morning and go to work. So the suffering is almost identical. It's just that you have different kind of fun at work. In this one, you get fun by kind of making people feel something that they're either trying to feel or not trying to feel. So you're you're going to have your cake and eat it.
And I guess,
so I'm enjoying that. Yeah.
Excellent. I guess for my final question, without going into spoilers here, but that final scene with the two of you together, that confrontation, that was really, really something. So the both of you, it was
the heart of
what
the
was
movie.
It like doing that scene?
It was good.
Yeah. Well, that's Naomi's performance is the best I've seen an actress do in a very, very long time. It's a really huge performance, and she deserves to be picked up on people's shoulders and carried around the street. It's really, really, really good, and it was really a exciting scene to do. A strong, a real actor's delight to do that scene, and we did it for a couple of days. We just kept doing it. We'd look at each other and go, "You want to do it again?" Yeah, let's do it again. And
There were things to discover, and
it was big. It was
beautifully. But
it was juicy. There was a lot there, and so you could sort of press each other's buttons and get more and more out of it, and there's a lot there to be done.
So my final question: you mentioned you were a dog owner, Mr. Murray. Do you own dogs?
Well, I have dogs. I have dogs. Some of them are over there, and some of them are over there. But I'm responsible for a bunch of dogs. But currently in my house, my latest personal dog, he passed away, and I have yet to replace him because I don't know what to do. There was no one like Timmy. Timmy was something else. So I suppose it's going to happen where a certain dog's going to look me in the eye and go, well,
up on you.
Something. So I haven't, I've got to get my life a little more organized. I think Tim didn't think I kept the place up quite well enough. I think that was part of the reason he decided to leave, was this house just isn't as organized as it should be.
Well, Don, you're a legend. It was lovely talking to you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love
Cheers.
JoBlo. Cheers, man.
First of all, Pia and Charlie, both of your characters have really interesting charms and quirks about them. What did you each love most about each other's character?
I loved Pia's passion and fieriness.
I loved Charlie's trying to do it in two like you did. Down to earth nature and dependability.
Hero, what is something about Charlie that you think is relatable to the viewers and the audience watching this film?
I think it was something that I was initially interested in when I read the script and got to know the character, but also kind of wanted to lean more into, and we kind of worked together to achieve that. It's just, as I say, how kind of down to earth, and he's not reaching to be anything more than he is. I think he's very self-assured, and he knows who he is and where he comes from and what he stands for, and that doesn't need to be adorned and embellished, or he doesn't need to play into any version of himself that he's not. And I think that kind of integrity and self-assurance is admirable in a person, and I enjoyed playing a character who was that self-assured.
I definitely got that vibe through the screen, that he's just very genuine, down to earth. Simone, I am newly engaged. After filming this,
That's so exciting.
thank you. After shooting this film, would you give any tips or advice on how to deflect or avoid family drama?
I think, this is your moment, and it's your personal, it's something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. So I think just make sure you're doing what makes you happy, and don't try and make other people happy. Just cherish it for yourself, and hopefully you're surrounded, I'm sure, by incredibly supportive people that want to do that. I think also maybe have some self-care days. It's going to be a lot. Family stuff is a lot. So have days where you just have time just for you,
Perfect.
But that's so exciting.
Thank you. Thanks. We've been together for like 13 years, so it's about time.
Oh, great. It's about time. Okay, great.
Was there a scene that was impossible to get through without laughing so much?
Yeah, when I was filming with Asim Chowdhury, the first date that was just, I couldn't stop laughing. He's so funny.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Which scene?
Yeah.
Rosemund, your Wikipedia page starts out with a description saying you're known for playing morally ambiguous women. I don't feel there's anything morally ambiguous about this character. How do you feel? Do you feel that she is ambiguous in any way, or do you think that her motivations are pretty clear?
To me, they're crystal clear. I mean, Moraine is a zealot with a single-minded purpose in life and a cause for which she's prepared to die. But I think within that, certainly in this season, and I've tried to show it throughout. I think she's most interesting when, the zealot makes her ruthless in a way that means she's happy if she understands if some people get hurt along the way, which is evidenced at the end of episode 1, where we see her plan to form this alliance with Lanfear. She hears some serious cries of pain and allows it to endure, because her main goal is to separate Rand from the Two Rivers folk who, to her mind, hold him back from the man he must become in this season. If you're continually falling back into the arms of your childhood friends, you're never going to embrace what she sees as his destiny, or which is his destiny, as the Dragon Reborn. And she's prepared to go to all lengths. So I suppose, she's morally ambiguous in that sense. But I mean, it's quite a good opening line, I have to say. Thanks whoever wrote that.
I have to clear something up as well, because I got loads of
Did you write it?
Congratulations on the 1st of January, which is not my birthday, but apparently that's on Wikipedia. It's the 7th of August.
You should never have given it away. Mine's wrong too.
Oh.
Yeah.
JoBlo, you have seen.
I like the JoBlo.
JoBlo.com.
JoBlo.com.
Cate, I'm going to jump back with you because I love the connection that you develop here with Michael. It's really deep and layered, and frankly, it feels very realistic. What was it like finding that with him?
Well, it was complicated because Stephen wants to find the best way to shoot each scene and to communicate the underbelly of what every scene is about. I mean, the two dinner table scenes are an obvious case in point, but there were quite a few scenes in the bedroom between them, and he wanted them to have a psychology, but also a flow to them. So we ended up sort of having to find a way to block them in a way rather than to get bogged down in the psychology. So we understood them through movement, if that makes any sense at all.
Actually, yeah, no, it does. Absolutely. Well, let me jump back into the dinner sequences here, because that's something that that has to work, and that has to be, you know.
That's exactly what Stephen said. He said, if this doesn't work, we're f***ed. And so he was really, but that's what I love about him is, as a filmmaker, even at this particular, point of his career when he could be doing anything like churning out same old, he sets himself an impossible task, and to have a 13-page dinner scene and make it interesting and compelling and surprising, and the audience lean in and make them, is not an easy thing to do. So he was nervous about that, I think.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.